Hello and welcome to Ringtalk episode 141. We've got rid of the series, we've gone back to episode names. I'm joined only by Steve Goodwin this week as Josh is AWOL. How are you, Steve?
I'm good, mate. I'm very good. Josh is at a wedding.
Yeah, Junior Goodwin's doing his boyfriend duties.
It's not his wedding, but...
Talking of that, did you want to talk about there's a big announcement, big family wedding? Did you?
Yeah, Olivia after all this time is finally getting married next year. So delighted to we'll be delighted to welcome Kieran into the family, and next November Olivia ties the knot. So it's a lot to look forward to for next year. And
has your wallet started to quite get?
Well, I always swore, right? This is God's on. You know this. 5 years ago, I said to my kids, "I'll always help you buy a house, but I will never, ever, ever contribute to a wedding."
I bet you do.
I've sort of given in a bit. Not a lot, but a bit. So yeah, a little bit of money.
No, congratulations, Olivia and Kieran. That's really, really good for you. Lovely for them both, just a lovely thing. And Josh, you need to get your finger out. You're next. Right, so there's a little bit to review from last week. Not a lot. There wasn't many shows. And then we're going to go through the active boxers we've got at the moment and give a rundown of everybody, where they're at in their careers and the plans for the future. Let's start with the boxer show at the weekend. Dan Aziz versus Rocky Fielding. Obviously, Rocky Fielding missed the weight in the end, so the title was on the line for Dan Aziz, and Dan Aziz, I think, stopped him in the 8th round. Good performance, Dan Aziz, what we thought. Good matchmaking, really.
Yeah, good matchmaking. I like Dan Aziz as a fighter and as a person, and I wish him every success. He's exciting to watch. You don't get bored with him. He's definitely, he's obviously proved his British level. How much further he can go, time will only tell. I think he's 33 now.
Yeah, I think he's over 30s, definitely.
Yeah, so he's got to get a jiggle on, and whether he's going to be able to mix it with the likes of Boazzi and that type of level, only time will tell. But he's exciting. He's good to watch, and I hope he reaches massive heights, because he deserves it.
And he's worked his way to that level now, so to find out whether he's at that level or not is earned his right to be there. And I hope he gets the props he deserves. As you said, he's a really nice guy, very personable, great fighter, so it was a good performance for him. The Bidham Smith fought against a guy whose name I still can't pronounce. Highlight reel knockout.
I think he gets hit too. I think Chris gets hit too much, and I think when he steps beyond British level, I hate to say it, because I think he's a really, really nice bloke, and I'd love him to win a world title, right? But I think he gets hit too much, and I think and I hope I'm wrong. I think when he goes beyond the level that he's fighting at the moment, I think he gets exposed.
Exciting fight though, good knockout.
Oh, great knockout, and full props to him, but he takes too many shots.
Yeah, and the other fight that we talked about last week, reviewed it, Corey Gibbs versus Jimmy First.
Well, that's 41 years old, Jimmy First, now undefeated and gets a win. The Corey Gibbs thing, he lost 3 points by the ref because his gum shield kept falling out because he didn't have a proper fitting gum shield.
Right, I didn't actually see that fight.
And he didn't have a spare one.
Oh, did he not?
Well, don't worry, it didn't look like it, because if you got a gum shield keeps popping out and you get warned, you'd put a new one in. So unless they put a new one in and he had 2 misfitting gum shields, it looked to me like he only had 1. And
how can you have a gum shield?
No, and he lost by 3 points. So his undefeated record went.
Lost by a gum shield.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Wow, I didn't even know that. Oh,
yeah.
Well, but good performance for Jimmy First, and obviously
41 years old. 41, and I think he's 13-0. Just shows you're never too old.
Yeah, maybe I'll, maybe
you're too old.
Maybe I'll strap
You're too
40.
Old. You're too old. You're too old.
I get up twice in the night for a piss, so I don't think I'm going to do it. Right, so we're going to review everybody that we've got at the moment. Well, not everybody. I'll say this is everybody that's active, that's got current plans. There's obviously others that are maybe still applying, got things going on, got a medical issue, or maybe an active or an injury for that. It's sort of pointless. And
the 62 fairly active-ish boxers that we have at the moment under management.
Yep. So again, there's more than that, but it's just 62 that we're going to talk about today, the active ones. Let's start off with the champions first of all. Not talking about them, but obviously you've got 4 area champions, or 5 champions in total, 4 area champions, and 1 IBO Intercontinental. Good roundup for the year to end up with 5 champions.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll have more next year, much more next year, and we'll have, I'll be disappointed if we don't end the year and we've had British champion or Commonwealth. We'll have some English, more international and more Southern area. I think next year we got a lot of people going towards titles. We'll talk about them as we go through.
Yeah.
But full credit to the 4 Southern area champions. Jack Hughes, although he's a champion, we know that he's not going to defend it.
No, retired now.
He's retired. Dennis Stanleychev, Southern Area Super Lightweight Champion.
Yeah.
William Webber, Southern Area Super Middleweight Champion. And Jamie Smith, the Cruiserweight Champion. All with big futures. And Lauren Parker, who's been a fantastic success story. Now the IBO Intercontinental Champion. And I went out for lunch on Sunday with Lauren, Wills and their families. And we discussed very exciting plans for next year. So it's going to be a good year.
And considering this year very much was consolidation, I know it seems like a lifetime ago, but obviously boxing only restarted September of 2021 from COVID. It was very much sort of getting back on the horse. We had testing to start off with first of all into this year, didn't we? Early this year, which seems like a long time ago now, but that's what happened. And then obviously this year was just getting people active again after almost 2 years out, and then moving towards titles. So let's start from the bottom and work our way up then. So super flyweight, you just mentioned Lauren Parker, obviously IPO Intercontinental. She's got big plans coming up. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. I spoke to Richard Poxon, who runs Unified. They're looking to February, March as the next show, and we'll be looking for another title fight for Lauren. She's only had one 10-rounder, so we're not going to press the ultimate button just yet. No. We want to give every potential. We want to give the perfect preparation, which is important for each fighter.
Yep.
We can sit here and tell you about loads of fighters that don't get the perfect preparation. I tend to concentrate on our ones that do.
Yep.
And with Lauren, we've got a plan. She gets it, and we're going to progress. So another 10-round title fight for her, February, March this year. As we move through the year, by the end of the year, though, I think significant title on the horizon.
World champion, hopefully. Also in the super flyweight division, you've got Zaki Hussein. Who's now some of these weight categories we're going to get wrong. They're not necessarily in the super fly. Some are up and some are down depending on where they fight. But we put Zaki in the super fly. Debutant, obviously under Troy as well, who also manages one of our trains another one of our fighters, Sahel Al Qatani. Exciting for Zaki for his debut. He comes out on the 18th of March, doesn't he? Good little debutant.
Yeah, looking forward to him. I mean, these super flyweights. The good thing about them, you can move them quick.
Yeah.
So Zaki we can move him to titles inside 2.5 years.
Yeah.
If he shows us what he needs to show us, we can be title hunting 24 months.
Yeah, very much so in that super flyweight division. Moving on, the bantamweight division, Andre Santa just renewed his contract. 2-1 so far. Obviously, his only loss come against Lewis Frimpong when
he went up in weight because he didn't have an opponent.
Yeah.
And I've got all the time in the world for Andre Santa. He is an example to all boxers out there that does not duck a challenge, gets the business, and he will be rewarded and he will become a champion. But we need, I'd say, 3 more fights, and then we go for titles with him. But he's definitely good enough to win titles at bantamweight.
And I know we've mentioned that before about how they both lost their opponents on the week, Lewis Frimpong and Andre Santa, and they said, well, look, we'll just fight each other, we want to fight. So, props for that. We need to see more of that. Moving into the super bantamweight division, Sam Little, he's fought on our show, and then he's fought on a Nielsen show as well with Luke. Really nice kid, really talented, sort of Swindon, well, I think he's Bristol-based, isn't he? But he's fights in Swindon's a bit closer. Sam, really, really nice kid, good prospect as well.
Yeah, he's got to get more active.
Yep.
He's got to fight more often. Because he's sort of missing the boat in effect that he hasn't fought for a while.
Sure.
And other super bantams are moving ahead of him.
Yep.
But he's got to get more active, but he's got the talent. Joe Kamichi, I really, really rate him. He's had 2 fights. He's fought Luke Fash, Jake Pollard.
Yep.
Back on the 4th of March. I think I've got really high plans for him.
Yep.
I think he's talented, lovely kid. He's
very professional, isn't he? Very professional.
He's got everything. He's got everything you need.
Very good. So he's 2-0. He's back out in, let's say, the 4th of March. Then obviously we've got Peter Merger.
Who, again, what a lovely guy.
Yeah, excellent.
Does a job that, it's a really honourable job. And his first fight for us will be a Southern Area title fight.
Yeah, so he's 6-1 currently. His only losses against Ryan Walker on our show. Ryan was in the home corner and Peter was in the away corner. It's switched around this time. Peter's now in the home corner on the 18th.
And it's a more suitable weight for him.
Yeah, I think it was 2019.
And they thought at bantamweight.
They thought at bantam.
And Peter is naturally a weight above.
Yeah.
So we've got everything in our favour here. And he's just got to deliver the goods.
Yeah.
And I'm confident that he will. And he's a lovely kid. And I hope that he can, be one of the Goodwin boxers that delivers a title fight to us in March next year.
It's a great fight today on the 18th. It's a really, really good fight. Ryan Walker, we know, is a lovely lad. He's a good fighter too, so that'll be good. Moving into the featherweight division, mentioned him a few times. Lewis Frimpong, 6-0, currently ranked 24th. Obviously, a big fight coming up for him in March.
Yeah, with Conor Adaway, who's also ours, and they just nobody else wanted to fight them. Nobody else wanted to fight them. We tried to split them, but nobody wanted to do it. We offered fights everywhere. There was this no. So the two of them said, look, if everybody's scared to fight us, and they are, so if you're a boxer in that division in the Southern area, you may want to, you didn't step up to the plate. So now the two of them have said, well, sod it, we're not going to leave the title vacant, we'll fight each other. And then if any of the others reach, want to raise their head above the parapet, they'll have them, and the loser will have them as well. So the ones, what they both said to me, these guys that don't want to fight us, or the managers try and avoid us, they're not getting away with it, because either whoever, they're going to fight the winner or the loser. They're not going to get an easy path through.
Sure.
So, but full credit to both of them. It's an absolute cracking fight. Both fighters are above Southern Area level.
Yeah.
There's no doubt both of these are English level plus.
Yeah, they go on. So again, we mentioned Conor Adaway. Conor Adaway's obviously 5-0. He's done fantastic things. It was interesting coming back to this film. I had a long message from Andy Gill yesterday saying he watched the podcast last week and he listed all Lewis's amateur pedigree and all that which is done. So it's really interesting. Both sides, though, obviously Marley Dan trains Conor Adaway, Andy Gill trains Lewis Frimpong. Both are extremely confident. They think the other one's got it wrong.
And both have got top amateur pedigree.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And Conor Adaway is sort of in the trade recognised, or the perception is he has the better amateur pedigree.
Yep.
Andy would disagree with that.
Sure.
But Lewis has got a very good amateur pedigree as well. It's a great fight, and I genuinely, honestly can't call it. Yeah. And I know both camps think they'll win.
Yeah, that's what
they really do.
That's what you want. Both teams think the other one have got it massively wrong. So that's a really, really interesting fight on the 11th of March at York Hall. Keep an eye out for that one. Also in the featherweight division, we've got Christoph Zaror, 2-0-1 drew last time out, but a great kid from Southend.
He came up, look, he couldn't get a fight. There was no opponent, so he came up massively in weight.
He did, yep.
And we'll get him back down to his normal weight now.
And I thought he won that fight, to be fair.
So did I, but he did. He should have won it, but he came up in weight, and full credit to him. I spoke to him and Simon Dempsey, his coach, the other day. We made plans for the 18th of March. We'll be back. He'll be fighting his correct weight, and we'll be Christoph towards titles. And, I'd expect 18 months to be able to deliver him title shots.
Yeah, no, he's great, Christoph, great to deal with. Moving into the super featherweight division, we've got an old name coming back that we haven't seen for a little while. Jerome Campbell, people would have remembered him from before. I think last time out he fought for the WBC silver
against Nick Ball.
Yeah, on a
it was for the WBC silver, but he fought Nick Ball over 8, who subsequently become WBC silver. Yeah, that was and he didn't get stopped. He went the distance. During COVID, he was desperate for a fight. He took that opportunity. Again, Jerome Campbell's a proper fighter. Yeah. Now, I mean, he's a shoo-in for a Southern Area title. Shoo-in, and he'll get back, get busy, get his win, and then we'll be hunting down titles. Yeah. So I'd say a little bit inactive just through life and general things and children as life things coming the way. So it's really good to have Jerome back. Really exciting prospect. So he moves on. Also in the super featherweight, talking of prospects, a fight that's never dropped around so far in the super featherweight division, Joe Roswell. I'm really impressed with him. I think he's really talented. Delighted that he signed with us, and again, really
been injured towards the back end, isn't he? Unfortunately, it's kept him out towards the back end of this year, but like an exciting prospect. But really talented, and I'm talking about lots of these fighters. They are we haven't just got fighters here. We got lists of champions, and this is what we're after. We want
champions. We want people that are going to develop their careers. And Joe Roswell is one of them. If you can't control what people do outside the ring, but talent-wise, setup-wise, he's got it all.
He's got it all, yeah. It's really good. Moving into the lightweight division, another one of our female fighters. Again, been injured towards the back end since March, I think. Juliet Horwood, also at the Evolve Boxing Gym, 2-0. Fantastic for Juliet. Hopefully looking forward to her getting back next year.
Yeah, and another Andy Gill fighter. She's just got to get these this injury problem behind her.
Yep.
And female boxing, you know, she's exciting, and you know, she's there to go and win titles, but we've just got to get her over injury. She's not got a scheduled date yet. We've got to get her over her injury, and then I think she's going to light up the lightweight division.
Really, really exciting. So it's great to see her. We were good to see her back in the early part of next year. Sher Khan, he's 2-0. He's back out again on the 4th of March. He's unfortunately fought the same person twice due to opponent, but really nice guy. Sheer, and I think he improved the second time much more than his first.
Totally, but again, debut to second fight, there's a massive difference with most fighters, and he was really impressive on his second fight. Again, it's about building his numbers, building his resume, building the opponents, building his knowledge, building his experience, and then delivering him a title at the right time.
Yeah, so he'll definitely be. It's a little way away from that yet, but he'll get there eventually. So he's bumping along nicely. Brad O'Connor also in the lightweight division, another Plymouth boy, 2-0. Not dropped around so far, and he's
he's again talented. He's 27, so he's got to get a jiggle on. But yeah, to be fair to him, he's a talented kid. Was a good amateur. Been out of the ring for a bit, but they're building him nicely down there with Marley Dan and Jack Green. You know, they're doing a great job with him. So
it'll be exciting to watch. He's certainly one to watch as it come out. Then moving into the super lightweight division, where we've got 757 boxers, because we've got loads of people in this division.
13 super
lightweights. It's a lot.
It's busy.
It's a lot. It's a lot in the super lightweight
division for us.
All right, we'll kick it off with the first one. We'll talk to his brother earlier on, Courtney Frimpong. He's in the super lightweight division. He's 3-0. He's out on the 25th of November.
Yeah, I mean Lewis has had twice the amount of fights they started together, so it's quite obvious that inactivity has been his demon for various reasons, and he's got to get a jiggle on. He's 31.
Yep.
He's 3-0. He's really got to get this year.
Exciting.
Move on.
Exciting to watch.
Great fighter, but it's time to make a move.
Yep.
We can't have 2023 with Courtney Frimpong saying, oh, well, he's not been that active.
Yeah.
Because that's the, it's no good. He has to make it work this year.
Yep.
But he's talented enough by the end of this year to be cracking on for titles, without a doubt.
Definitely. So he's out on the 25th of March. I said November, 25th of March. The next one is George Hennon. I know you really rate George Hennon, 7-1 super lightweight. He's out on the 18th. I can't believe
he's 7-1. I don't know where the ones come from, but I know he lost, but...
Took an away fight, didn't he, early in his career?
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know what happened there, because the kid, he sells good tickets.
Yeah.
He's super talented.
Yeah.
He's got super environment. He's a really nice kid.
Yeah. Good trainer, George Mahoney, doing a great job.
George Mahoney, who I think is a real good up and coming trainer.
Yeah, very good.
And I just think their whole setup is great. And 7-1, he's better than a 7-1 kid.
Yeah.
And I really rate him. The way he dismantled his last opponent, his foreign opponent, I thought was...
Theodore Nikolov, wasn't it?
It was really exceptional.
Yeah.
And he, again, is ready to go. The issue in the super lightweight division, bit of a hold-up, because we've got Denis Denikchev, Tom Ansell for the area title.
Yeah.
You got Mikey Sakyi against Sajidabid, which will come on to in the final eliminator for the English. So it's a little bit clogged at the moment. So... But
that is a weight category that's got more people in it naturally.
Of course.
That's the thing. But hopefully titles for George next year as well. Tyler Marriott, super lightweight. He's 4-0.
Not dropped around. Again, really talented, nice kid. This is his crucial year. This is the development year, because he moved from 4-0 hopefully to 7-8-0.
Yep.
And this is his development year.
Yep.
So as long as he keeps his feet on the ground, as long as he's got no attitude. He's a really nice kid. He's humble.
Yeah, he's great.
He's got talent. So I see no reason. I don't think the wheels are going to fall off.
No.
And I think at the end of this year, when we do this review at the end of in 12 months' time, we'll be talking about Tyler Marriott titles and things like that. And, without a doubt.
Yeah, very much so. He's a very nice kid. He's back out on the 4th of March. Mentioned him, Michael Mooney. What an achievement! We talked about it last week. 100 professional fights as a fighter. Incredible achievement.
And I like him as a person. He makes
Amazing.
He always makes me laugh.
Yeah, he's smart.
And
He's great. If you haven't seen a Michael Mooney fight, you need to go and watch it. And you need to watch him live. He's incredible.
And also have a chat with him out of the ring because he just makes me laugh. Yeah. And whenever he tells me stuff or talks to me, I'm just sort of smiling. And he's just a really personable, lovely bloke.
Yeah,
and listen, I think he's got a couple more years in him.
Yep.
And keep him safe. Keep him earning his money.
That's
full credit to him.
Just keep him safe, managing him well. You're doing a great job with him. Brandon Albrecht, he's 4-0. Dismantled his last 2 opponents. Michael Mooney, he stopped in the second round for right hand, and then Jamie Quinn, the last time out, just battered the body, stopped him in a round. Brandon Albrecht
improving beyond belief, right?
Yeah, incredible. Improvement this year has been humongous, isn't it?
I don't think I've seen improvement like that in a long time. It was just like gone from one extreme to another. The improvement is immense, and he looks like an absolutely unbelievable prospect.
Yeah, if he keeps that up next year, it could be a good career for him. So well done, Brandon, keep that going. Emmanuel Zion, I know another fighter we tipped to go a long way. 3-0.
Stop Mata Sambu. Not many people do that, right?
Didn't just stop him, battered him. A really, really, really good prospect is Emmanuel Zion, isn't he?
I mean, I've got really high hopes for him.
Yeah,
beyond area level and above. I think we can do wonders with him.
And again, I know we say it about all of our fighters. What a nice dude,
isn't he?
Like honourable, honest.
Yeah,
very honest, very professional. Always so polite and brilliant to deal with.
And I know in boxing people will always say he's a scumbag. The point is, I look down the list of our fighters genuinely.
Yeah.
And the vast majority are really good guys. And I guess, to be honest, we don't have bad people, do we?
We get rid of arseholes. And Emmanuel Zion is definitely not that.
One of them, no.
No, he's brilliant. He's back out again on the 4th of March.
Yeah.
You mentioned this fighter before, Sajid Abid. He fights Mikey Saki for a final eliminator for the English super lightweight title.
Yeah, but for both of them, I don't really like the fight because I like both of them.
Yeah.
Sajid has been a friend of ours for many years.
Yeah.
And we've helped him build, pretty much from the start of his career, and we've been through all the ups and the downs.
Yeah.
But he's improved beyond belief, and he's got, he's taken on Mikey Saki, who's a former area champion, who's fought for WBC International, and it's an unbelievable fight. But the winner goes on, the loser really can still go on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
it's a fight really where it propels them both towards.
Absolutely.
I know it's an English final eliminator, but really both of their aims are for British titles.
Yeah, sure.
So that's really where the aim is.
Yeah, whoever loses can still come back. It's not the end of the road for that. It's a really, really great fight. Like you said, it's one of those fights where you want both people to win if that's at all possible, but it's not, unfortunately. That's on the 11th of March. We've mentioned him once already, Sahal Al-Qatani. He's back out on the 11th of March. Titles this year?
Well, I'm trying to make a fight for him in March now, a significant fight. It's not easy, but I'm working on it.
Yep.
And I've got a fight out there that I'm hoping to make, but I'm waiting for somebody to agree it.
He's gone under the radar a little bit, Sahal, hasn't he? Been a little bit inactive in terms of that. Before on the AJ Ruiz undercard a few years ago. Really good prospect as well. Really, but
he's got to get active.
Yeah, he has.
Because what happens, you see, what happens with Zahar is that they get the promise of these fights in Saudi Arabia and everything like that, and they hang on for these fights, and they don't happen.
Sure.
And then you miss fighting here, and there's got to be a point where I've seen it so many times, they sit there waiting and they don't get the call. They think they're going to get it, and then they just sit there not boxing. So you've really got to treat that as a bonus rather than the plan. And that's what I've said to him.
Momentum's key, isn't it? And keeping it Dennis Enerjet, we talked about as well. 9-0-1 draw against Bedfield. He's the area champion.
When we talk about nice people, him and his trainer Dave Sadler.
Excellent, wonderful, wonderful people. He defends his area title against Tom Ansell on the 18th. Great year for Dennis. Obviously picked up the title against Idris Hill in the year. Like you say, one of the nicest people to deal with. Just a great team. And big things for Dennis. Tough fight next out.
Yeah, Tom Ansell, tough fight. Tom Ansell, I respect Tom Ansell massively.
Yep, lovely
I think
fight.
he's again, him, his manager Tony Peel, two of boxing's good guys,
Mm-hmm.
and I think Dennis wins. I wouldn't make the fight. My job. I like Tom Ansell, but I work for Dennis, right?
Sure.
So I think Dennis is favourite for the fight.
It's a good fight though. So 18th of March. That's a really good fight to watch. Pat Gill, obviously as well. 3-0-1. One draw comes against Lee Hallett. Last time out though, I thought he looked really good, really improved. Yeah, definitely.
He had less amateur experience than say the Frimpongs.
Yep.
So he's going to take more building in the pros.
Yep.
But it's in his DNA with his dad, isn't it?
Yeah,
so,
yeah. And learning on the job as well, isn't he? I say last time out, I thought he'd done really well. I thought he'd improved massively.
DNA, listen, champion. Again, I say it. I mean, if he doesn't win a title, it'll be down to the fact that he does something wrong, because he will win titles, right?
Yeah,
so,
and 2023, again, an important year for him, just that building, getting those numbers in. It's a momentum year for him, isn't it? It's the setup, the titles. We'd already mentioned, but mention again, Mike Saki, 9-3, former champion. Obviously, he fights Sajid bid for the English super lightweight, as we mentioned before. Mikey, great fighter.
Yep.
And again, been a little bit inactive. It was due to happen in November, wasn't he? Injury, unfortunately, but a great fight. And Mikey can go on, can't he? He's like you said, he British title level.
100%.
He's great, so looking forward to that. James Verbeeten.
38-year-old now.
Yeah, he's 38 now.
With Jimmy first doing it at 41.
Yeah, absolutely, James.
But he has been inactive, James.
Yeah, been in active injuries as well. Again, really nice guy. Runs a big business, and I think that takes up most of his time. But he's 3-0. Yeah, James again this year.
But if he gets active this year, there's nothing to say that he can't have a crack at something by the end of the year.
Yeah, do you see him in a Southern Area title? Or
he's got to. It's got to be. That'll be his Gold Cup or his World Cup, because that's really what he wants. But he's still got to build that this year, and I don't see any reason if he gets 4 fights in this year, no reason he can't have a crack.
Gold Cup, that was an old horse racing.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the horse racing as well.
Still horse racing.
Gold Cup, World Cup. Yeah,
there's still horse racing in there. Brandon Webb, a family friend of yours, I know, super lightweight 2-0. Again, just for Brandon,
limited experience. Again, it's very much similar in the Pat Gill category.
Yep.
That he's going to have to learn. He's going to have to build on the job because of the lack of, of sustained amateur experience. But he's got talent. But it's going to take a little bit of time. And again, this is a build year.
That's what I say. 2023 for him is just build numbers on, just keep it going. Casey Bradnam.
That's a welterweight now.
He's a welterweight now. Yeah, sorry, moving into welterweight. On the road. Yeah, nice guy, Casey. Come up short in his first one as a away fight, which is always hard. I think the first one as an away fight is always difficult, isn't it?
Trying to adjust yourself to it. But he'll be out in February, March, and he'll be looking to learn his trade as a journeyman. He just wants to earn money. Yeah,
it'd be good to have another fighter on the road as well. So it's much needed in the whole of the sport of boxing. Harry Webb, who's a hybrid in sort of the Plymouth area, fights in London as well. 7-1. Possible titles this year for Harry?
Oh yeah, I mean he's been a bit injury prone recently. But yeah, there's no doubt at all that end of this year we should be going for titles without a doubt.
Looking forward to him coming out. Konstantin Ursu, welterweight, he's got an area title come up
in April in Plymouth.
Yeah, it's a top prospect, Konstantin Ursu.
He's fighting a guy called Matthew King from the Ballingle stable in Portsmouth.
Yep.
Konstantin is a great prospect, but that will be his first real test.
So
we'll see. We'll see what he's made of. The gym stories, with all due respect, are better than the ring performances so far.
Sure.
And I think that's fair.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what we need to see with Konstantin, and again, Marley Dan, who trains him, will, highly rates him.
Yeah. Which we all do, but you're right, we need to see it.
But the thing is, some fighters are better in the gym than they are in the ring.
Yep.
And obviously what he's now got to prove is he's as good in the ring as he is in the gym.
And this is a good opportunity for doing that. So it's a great fight for them down in Plymouth as well, for big time boxing to come back to Plymouth to have an area title down there. So well done to Jack and everybody down there doing a good job down there. Moving into super welterweight category, one fighter I know you're very excited about, Joshua Gustav, currently 3-0, excellent prospect.
Not dropped around, got a brilliant trainer.
Yep.
Brilliant trainer, Paul Kavanagh. No, people might not have heard of Paul Kavanagh, but you will do.
Yep.
He's a brilliant trainer.
Sorry, Steve. That's one thing we've got. we've got some good relationships with some really, really good trainers that are under the radar, like really good trainers. And I often comment about trainers and I think, but we've got some really good trainers in the camp with the fighters. We've got some really unsung heroes.
Oh, exactly. And Paul is one of them. Brilliant trainer, and he'll be out March time, but we'll just leave that there at the moment.
Yep. So Joshua Gustav, so he's definitely one to watch out for. Currently 3-0. Still remaining in the super welterweight category, we've got Shoki Khan, 4-0.
I really rate him,
Yeah, really good. Really improved last time out. Josh Burnham done a great job.
Josh Burnham's done a great job. He's 4-0 from Aylesbury. Bit inactive, but really lovely. Again, a lovely kid.
Yep.
But he wins the southern area. This year, the build to 7-8. And then we look at title fights.
He had a bit of time out, as you said, but he really improved,
didn't he? Didn't he?
Really, really did improve. So he's looking good. Joshua Ejek Povey, obviously, he just come up short last time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he's doing. He's been abroad since he lost, and we'll sit down when he comes back and decide
and plot the route.
It's up to him. He may decide that's enough for him.
Yep.
And
or he can go again, depending on what he wants to do. Again, very, very, very nice guy. Just come up short. Great fight though, wasn't it, Joshua Gustav? Joshua Ejek Povey and Kingsley Egbenike.
A great fight.
Wow, it was okay. It didn't catch a light, but it was still it was a good trade fight in terms of the fact that two.
I didn't think it gelled at all.
The fight didn't gel, but it was a good fight to make, and it was good that Joshua put in full self forward for it.
Oh, 100%. But the fight itself as a spectacle didn't gel.
Sure. So yeah, we'll just see what happens with Joshua into 2023. Lewis Everson, 3-0 and 1 draw. Obviously, had got the draw at London, but he was really ill for the draw, wasn't he?
He was sick in the fight.
Literally in between rounds.
So that doesn't really matter. He's again. He'll be built. Jack Green will work with him alongside Marley Dan. And, there's no doubt he'll be bringing title fights down to Plymouth.
Yeah, fan-friendly style, doesn't he? Comes forward, always likes to have a scrap as well. So Lewis Everson, super welterweight, is definitely one to watch as well. Moving into the middleweight category, we've got Ryan Copland.
We've got nine middleweights.
9 middleweights, yeah. Ryan Copland, unfortunately, sustained a pretty nasty injury early on in the year. We said it before, but Ryan, we wish you a speedy recovery. 5-0 obviously this year. Hopefully with the injury gets better and you could be back on soon. Also in the middleweight category, Mitchell Frears, another one I know you're very excited about.
Again, Paul Kavanagh. Super
titles for Mitchell this year.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, we're getting there. He's 8-0 and 1.
Yep.
But the improvement has been sensational from when he signed to what I've seen. When he came to me, his World Cup was an area title.
Yep.
And I said to him, "You've underestimated your World Cup.
Yeah.
You're better than that."
Absolutely.
And I think there'll be great times ahead. But we're looking to try and make a big fight on the 11th in March this year. But again, I'm still working on it. Hopefully by the new year, we'll have some news for Mitchell.
Yeah, needs a dance partner. Another gentleman we've got to mention, Jordan Granham. He's had 116 fights. What can we say that we haven't said about Jordan Granham?
He is one of boxing's unsung heroes. I think when he retires, he should get some sort of award because he's going to go down in history as one of Britain's best ever journeymen.
Yeah, he does make me go grey though. He stresses me out, Jordan.
Yeah, I know. But we've got 2 of the best journeymen in the country. 3.
Yeah, we got loads. Yeah, we got
4. Phil Williams. We've got some brilliant journeymen.
Yeah,
who are great.
We really do have some good ones. So well done, Jordan's another busy year for you. James McAteer, he's 1-0. He's due out in November, but obviously didn't. But he's going to get him.
Inactivity is his problem. I can't say too much. He's had 1 fight and he's been inactive. Yeah. He's got 2023 is momentum building or don't. Or
regularity and build him up. So that's one to watch out for. Mike Murphy, he made his debut. Unfortunately, came up short. Just lost a decision to Jordan Granham, funny enough. But fair play to Mike. He's straight back out in March. And
I didn't think he lost that fight. I scored it a draw, but not slaying referees off. That's the way they saw it. I thought he was a bit hard done by on the decision, but no, he's with Dave Sadler. He'll improve from that. And looking forward to a really good and good build 2023 for him.
And Jack Hughes proved that if you lose your debut and you can still go on as well as many others. So it's
exactly that.
Straight back in.
Exactly that.
Brad Pauls, you mentioned before. Big fight for him out next.
Well, he's going to be on Sky Sports against Tyler Denny for the English title on Eliminator for the British, and likely to be end of February, March time. So it's down to Brad.
That's his chance, yeah. It's down to Brad now to do that. That'll be a really good fight to watch. New signing we could mention about debutant in. I'll let you announce this, Steve.
Fred Secular from Kent. He's been pro but hasn't fought, hasn't he? And he's had some hard luck stories, but he's turned over with us. He makes his debut on the big show on the 11th of March.
Yep, 11th of March.
Middleweight. I'm really looking forward to seeing him. He's super talented, and we'll see his career build. But really delighted, and it's good that he's like many of the others. They put their faith in us as managers because we've got the best management record.
Yeah, and we'll get him out. It'll be good to see him getting started on the 11th of March. Billy Stanbury, 5-0. Brilliant. Richard Griggs doing a great job of him down there.
100%.
The same for Billy next year.
He's going to be the next star of boxing in that area.
Yep.
Brad Pauls has taken it from Newquay, and Billy Stanbury's going to take it from Bideford. It's from the same area that Tommy Langford is from.
Yep.
Billy Stanbury will be huge. He will have a fan base to die for. He'll become a TV fighter, and he will take that. Without a doubt, he'll take boxing in Bideford and Devon to another stratosphere.
Yeah, they're doing well down there. They're doing a great job. Linus Shadofia, obviously we know just come up slightly short in his British title against Denzel Bentley. He'll be out soon.
Working on a few options, and as it always is, when you do things like we're doing with Linus at the moment, it just takes time to nail it down. But news for Linus will be coming out in the new year. Yeah,
moving into super middleweight category, Conor Hines, only fought in March, a little bit inactive. He was due on a show, but unfortunately we couldn't get matched, and then it moved. Great prospect, two stoppages out of 4, but just needs to be more active next year, doesn't he?
That's it.
Yeah. So great fighter to watch out. So Conor Hines definitely, but he needs to be more active in 2023. Jack Owen, possibly the nicest guy in professional boxing. He's 5 with 2 draws.
And we say how many people are nice. My God, this kid. You would move heaven and high earth for him.
Yeah, he's
if you got a phone call today and Jack said, I've got a real problem, would you drive to Liverpool for me? I'd get in a car and drive to Liverpool.
Yeah, he's excellent, Jack. Really good. But again, it's 2 draws, both against Lewis Van Pooch, but always improving, Jack. Always aware of where he's at. And what do we see for 2023 for Jack?
I'm hoping back end we go for a title.
Yep.
Back end of the year. We need to couple more, and then we'll look at what's there, and then we'll try and I don't see any reason why we can't go towards titles by the end of the year.
Okay, so it should be an exciting year for Jack. Danny Boyle, 1-0, made his debut, beat Robbie Chapman. Great prospect. Again, not really much we can say. He's only had 1-0, but 2023 is about just keeping him active. Back out again on the 25th of March. Danny Boyle, he's one to watch out for. Obviously, we just mentioned him there. Robbie Chapman, the best-looking journeyman in the world, self-proclaimed.
He reckons he doesn't get hit that much, so he's...
Is that what it is?
Still retaining his looks.
Is this the best-looking thing? He's had 36 fights now. Just a great journeyman, Robbie.
He wins. He's won 10 of them, drawn 2 of them.
Yeah.
And he just, if somebody turns up and they give it all the flash stuff, and he's fit enough on that night, he'll teach him a lesson.
Yeah.
So it's just great, and if you show him respect, and he'll do his job as a journeyman, but when he wants to turn it on, my God, he turns it on.
On the Rosgall, so he made his debut, not his debut, his comeback out recently this year. Really, really good prospect, but he's not a prospect. He's 12-0-1. He's really going to be in for titles, isn't he?
Oh, he's there. I mean, at the moment, we've got William Webber, who's the champion in that division. Yeah. We're not matching them together.
No.
But when Wills moves on, Onda's coming in.
Yeah, definitely one to watch. Very, very talented. Just all out, all action, Mike Tyson style. He's back out on the 4th of March. So Onda's definitely one to keep an eye on. Ellis Stewart, 2-0, obviously son of Terry Stewart, the trainer. Ellis, great performance.
He's very young. He's done really well so far. Very young, learning on the job. Not a lot of amateur experience. No. Just develop him slowly.
Yeah, 2023, just keeping him busy, keeping him active, but he's definitely a prospect to watch out for. Jordan Warren, again, another really, really nice guy. He's been injured a little bit, been a little bit inactive. same really again. 2023, just keep Jordan Warren active, isn't it? Just
100%, 100%.
Get him out. He's had a few things. So look forward to seeing Jordan more active in 2023. Southern Area Champion William Webber, super middleweight, 10-1. Big year for Wills.
Yeah, I mean, we've got to remember he's only 24, right?
Yeah,
and
so young.
He suffered a loss early on in his career when he was mismatched when he was with Matchroom.
Yep.
And they messed it up.
Yep.
We'll build him, but it's about taking the right fights at the right time. He's won the Southern Area title. You know, you don't. We'll see how things go. We've been trying to make a defence for him. We've been unsuccessful. People haven't wanted to box him. But you know, from that point of view, we'll take a view as things go on. But we're not just going to hold on to a title for no purpose or fight an English-British level fighter for the title. But the bottom line is he's now Southern Area champion. We can move on.
Yep.
And it's when I say it's a big year, I don't feel that we should be pushing really big buttons yet. So
No.
I think
It's not a career-defining year, but it's a year about
it's a
being
development year.
strategic
Yeah.
and planning and moving him correctly.
Yeah.
Moving into the light heavyweight category now. We've got 3 people in that category. 2 of them are fighting together on the 11th of March
What a
for
fight.
the
What a great fight.
Yeah,
What a
Adrian
great-
Martin, who's 12-2, takes on Paul Brown, who's 7-0. Right fight for both. Just a great fight. That's
And a
really-
Southern Area title. Both of them have got a big opportunity. Loser comes again. Winner moves on.
Yep.
It's just a brilliant fight.
Yes.
A brilliant fight.
These
And-
March shows are
yeah.
incredible.
Yeah.
Like you say, winner can come back again. Really good fight for both of those. That's definitely one to watch out for. That's Adrian Martin versus Paul Brown. Definitely keep an eye on that one on the 11th of March. Timon Duglin, massive fan base, really nice guy to deal with. He comes out again in March. Had a few medical problems towards the back end that's kept him out, but a prospect to watch out for.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, he's future champion plus, and again he's 2-0. And I've said it about a lot of these guys that are in the same boat. These are guys that started after COVID.
Sure.
It's a developing year. We've got a lot of fighters where this is a developing year, and he's one of them.
This year to keep going. Moving into the cruiserweight division. We've got Clifford Francis, who makes his debut on the 25th of March. Really not much about that. Good prospect, but needs to get out and make his debut. So looking forward to see Clifford in the new year. We have a few cruiserweights, don't we? And Clifford adds to that. Ross McGuigan, 3-1. Obviously, last time out he came up short against Vidal Riley.
But he took the chance, right?
He took the chance, absolutely. We spoke before many times. Ross McGuigan wants to fight anybody. Big year for Ross. Titles, fights.
Yeah, well, he's got a big fight against Lewis Oakford, who's another one of ours. They're doing a 6-rounder because of the lack of cruiserweights. They've decided to go together. And
so let's talk about Lewis at the same time. So obviously he's just said there, Ross McGuigan versus Lewis Oakford in March. Lewis Oakford took an away fight as his first fight because he wanted to get out, went and won on the road.
Took the highly touted Devil Miller and won comfortably.
Yeah, beat him.
So that was a really good performance. So he then sort of come back now, he'll do a 50-50. But there's a couple of more cruiserweight opponents coming out in the division. So I think it's going to be a little bit easier to match them going forward. But
famous last words.
A little bit easier.
A little bit easier.
But they're both going to have a 6-rounder. Again, I admire fighters for doing this, right? Because the winner goes on, the loser, it's not the end of the world. I mean, we know that. Waddy Camacho, look how many losses he had. He ended up fighting for the British and Commonwealth title. So losses are not defining.
We say that
all. You need these fighters. I admire them. They're saying, "Well, look, sod this game. We need to fight, so we'll do it with each other."
And that's one to I say is a 6-rounder on the 11th of March. But don't sleep on that just because it's a 6-rounder. That's a hell of a fight,
isn't it?
That's a hell of a fight. Daniel Mendes, former cruiserweight champion, he's looking for a fight next year.
He's looking for a big fight. We've made offers. You wouldn't believe some of the offers that Daniel has made, or we've made, and we're still struggling to get him a fight. I mean, I can't believe some of the offers have been turned down. But that's where we are, and I'm still working on it.
What's the plan for Daniel Mendes? Just one big fight and then see what happens?
A big fight, see what happens, and see if it can put him back in the mix.
Fair enough. Okay, so be good to see Daniel back again. Really, really nice guy to deal with. We mentioned him a little bit before earlier on. Jamie Smith, area champion.
He won the area title. He fought in the
boxer tournament. Boxer.
He should have fought in November, in my opinion. He didn't.
Yep.
I think that was that was the wrong decision. He should have been out again.
But he's back out in March, isn't he? Gets back.
But he's back out in March. He gets back on it. But we just lost a bit of momentum when the cruiserweight division is really exploding, and he's sat back now without a fight for 6 months, and that's not good. We should have been built.
Excellent prospect though.
Super talented.
Super talented.
But there's
really,
a lot.
Really
but
nice
the
guy.
thing with the cruiserweight division, there's an awful lot of super talented boxers out there.
Sure.
It's a very, very competitive division.
It's a great division.
So you have to be active. You have to be live. You have to be making the moves.
2023 will definitely be the year that he's active for sure.
Yes,
it'd be excellent to see him out. He comes out again on the 11th of March. So that'd be great to see that. Moving into the heavyweights.
I know you're going to say the first one.
Arfan Iqbal, great to see him back. People, obviously, he beat Wadi Camacho, only lost to Wadi Camacho. He stopped in the first time round and then retired in the second one against Wadi. Hard hitting, just what a fighter, Arfan, and it's just
What a
great
fighter!
to see him back. What a
what
guy
a
as well.
person!
What a nice
what a
person.
character! I love Arfan.
Yeah, he's fantastic. But
love
he'll
him.
cause some upsets in the heavyweight division.
Oh, for sure. He
He's
said
not
to
the
me-
tallest guy in the world, but he will.
He said he
cause
wants to get back out. He wants to have one, show his back, and then he wants to fight anybody.
I'll tell you
He said
what, he will
some of
cause
these
some
prospects, he said, I'll show them prospects.
Yeah.
He said, because I'm going to detonate on their chins and watch them. He thinks he's going to be like, they're going to be like trees that keep toppling over when he detonates.
He will cause some problems in the heavyweight division if he hits people.
Well, he doesn't actually think he's there as an opponent. He thinks he gets one, and then he thinks he starts poleaxing them
He
and
could.
going and starting to fight for big titles.
He could, because he really does hit hard. Darren Seeley, he makes his debut in March. He had some problems with his application. Not problems with his application, just took a little bit longer than beforehand. So just missed the November
Miles
show.
Mitchell trains him.
Yeah, Miles Mitchell doing a
Who
great
also trains Ross McGuigan.
Yep.
And I'm really looking forward to seeing him. Makes his debut on the 25th of March.
25th,
Really
good
looking forward to
prospect,
seeing
really
him.
nice guy to deal with. It'd be good to see him on the road in the first fight in March. So really looking forward to Darren. And then just to wrap it all off, just to top it all off, journeyman Phil Williams, what a guy.
Now a police officer.
Now a police officer. Blimey, he's been a fireman, an ambulance person, a paramedic. He's
now a police officer.
He said, do you remember when you was a kid and you dressed up as all different things? That Phil's doing that in real life.
Right, maybe that's what he does. He likes parading in uniforms. Is that his secret life?
Yeah, maybe that's a fetish of Phil's. But no, great prospect. Great journeyman.
Fantastic.
Phil Williams,
Fights anybody, anytime, any place, anywhere.
Just a nice dude.
And brings his
as well,
game.
isn't he?
Yeah,
Just a nice
exactly
dude.
that.
So that's the roundup for the active fighters. Like I say, there are others. If you know our fighters, you might be one or two that you picked it. The reason we won't have covered those is because obviously injuries maybe, or there's a few things being sorted out. So that's not an extensive list, but that's the active ones. Steve, thank you for this year. I know it's been a very, very hard year for promoters. I think you and the team, Amy, Josh, Olivia, Alan, Paula, everybody you've got in your team have done a great job this year in terms of promoting these hard times. So props off to you. It's been a very difficult year, and I hope it continues into 2023, and hopefully start to see a little bit more. Any closing words for Christmas and New Year?
Thanks for everybody for watching Ring Talk. We're going to be back in the new year. We're going to do a fans Ring Talk. We're working on a live one with New Age Boxing, and we're looking for any new ideas that you've got. Chuck them over. We'll try and use them. And really, it's a thank you to all our boxers, everybody that comes to our shows. Thanks for supporting what we do, and really wish you a really happy Christmas and a great New Year.
Yeah, and just to back on what Steve said, thank you to everybody for watching. Thank you for coming to our shows. Thank you for all the fighters that put your trust in Steve. You don't put your trust in me, you get me by proxy, unfortunately. But thanks for all your support. We wish you a great Christmas, a Happy New Year. Hope you have a lovely time with all your families. And we look forward to seeing you next year in 2023.